Hello guys, welcome to Ielts with Shinos. Today we're going to talk about the problem of some candidates of getting stuck in the Ielts speaking, especially in the part 3 of Ielts speaking. Now, what normally candidates believe is that the problem why they get stuck during their explanations is because they do not have sufficient ideas, or they might think it's because of their linguistic errors or grammatical mistakes or vocabulary problems and things like that. But as far as I have understood about the problems of the candidates, it's not really because their linguistic problems or any other issues. It's not because of any psychological problems, like they're worried about something, things like that when they speak for the Ielts. It's mainly because the answer of a question in part 3 of Ielts, when they give the answers, it's not organized. It's not in another way. It does not have the characteristic of coherence in Ielts speaking. Plus, it's one of the important aspects the examiner is looking for, and that is coherence. Is your answer in a well organized way when you explain? And if you do not have that coherence in your speaking, sometimes we tend to lose marks in your Ielts speaking. So let's come back to the topic. The problem is the problem of getting stuck when you speak. So how can you tackle this problem? How can you get rid of it? Well, first of all, in part 3 of Ielts speaking, either the question would be about finding a solution for a problem. Let's say, what do you think we can do to reduce traffic congestion? Or what do you think we can do or the government can do to protect the environment? Things like that. It's most of the time you can see questions like this. So what you need to do is to organize the answers and say the answer accordingly. For example, define the problem first. So for example, you can say for the question, what can you do to reduce, or what could we do to reduce the traffic congestion? First of all, think about defining the problem first. So first you say, nowadays we can see there have been many issues regarding traffic congestion in many major cities. So that's how you define it. And then you go on to talk about the causes, and that's the second one. So think about how it happens. So you say, I think it is caused by the increasing number of private vehicles. So you talked about the cause now. And the third step is to talk about how the problem affects people's life. So in the case of traffic congestion, how it is affected people who have work, who go to work, and students. So you can say it affects people who go to work, and also it affects the students. So both of them get stuck in the traffic and they do not get to work or to school on time. And that's how it is affected. And then after that, in the fourth step, you can talk about the possible remedies or solutions for this problem. So we mentioned one problem, and that was the increasing number of the vehicles. So think about a problem, think about a solution you can fix with it. So let's say government should reduce the, or government should come up with a rule that says there should be no more than 2 four-wheeler vehicles in the house, something like that. Come up with a solution that is easy for you to explain. So, and then so now if you introduce a solution for this problem, it's beautifully organized now. So first we define the problem, and then after that we talked about how it is. Now secondly, we talked about the causes of it, and then we went on to talk about how it affects people's lives. And then we talked about some of the remedies. So if you follow this strategy, talk about the define the problem, and then we talk about how it is affected. What are some of the causes of the problem, and then talk about how it is affected by the people, and what are some of the remedies for it or solutions for it in that regard. So if you follow this criteria, whenever you listen to the question in part 3 of IELTS speaking, you would automatically start thinking about how to define it and the problem solutions and how it is affected and so forth. So if you follow this criteria, you not only get stuck in your speaking, but you also get to respond to the question in a very logical and in a very cohesive way, as the examiner is expecting to get the answer from you to give you a good mark. And it not only helps in IELTS speaking part 3, but it also is very helpful in your paragraph ordering in task 2 writing of the IELTS. So hope this helps, and please comment about what you need to know more about, or if there's any clarifications you need or sample answers in that regard. And wish you all the best, and we'll see you in the next video about talking about another issue of IELTS, whether it could be speaking or reading or writing or listening. So until that time, take care. Good luck.